Where the sun never shines, execute the Fiend Warlord. Here we are at Paul and Sons. It's a area introduced from the previous mod initiation. Let's go. We're killing this Fiend for Roy.
How does someone even get that fucked up? Glad to help put him in the dirt.
There's nothing of interest here. I'll just move. Alright, so I went all the way back to Red Rock Canyon to talk to Revis, and it seems like he's either glitched out or you're not supposed to talk to him. Or maybe the bug is bugged out. So hopefully if we just continue the quest line through these mob guys, we should be good. Otherwise I'm gonna have to report to the mod author there's a glitch. Talking to Revis, unless he's not supposed to give any more quests. Keep forgetting how to do this to avoid walking through the loading screens. Oh wait, it's supposed to talk to Roy, not Vincent.
We've got stuff we're not even allowed to sell, people. Only at Mick and Ralph's.
Stop talking to me.
Oh, just checking.
Finally.
What can I do for you?
Krieg's dead.
Huh. Outstanding work, friend. Rather shame about that old saloon, I suppose. The owner saw it would host events on my behalf from time to time. How badly trashed was the interior?
I don't think I want to insult this guy. The Fiends use it as a drugged in and slaughterhouse. That was before I shot up this. I don't think it matters.
Not a surprise, but still I had to ask. Oh well, on to bigger and better things. Let me know if you want more work. What can I do for you?
Guess I'll ask these questions. So, what's the deal with Vincent?
He's a reliable business partner, reliable enough that I forgive his complete and utter disregard for class and decorum. Is it really necessary to swear every time he opens his mouth? Regardless, he provides an ample amount of discreet thugs on the rare occasions that I may need them. More often, he sends me womenfolk. Once their addictions become too problematic for the management, they need to go somewhere after all. As it happens, the local clientele don't really care if their whores are strung out or, hygienic.
Where are you from?
Well, I was born in the great state of Georgia, far to the east of here. It was a violent, cutthroat place, and much hotter than here in the Mojave. Vegas types think they have a monopoly on heat, but humidity is another matter entirely.
So what's the East Coast like?
It's an untamed sort of place, for the most part. None of these pleasantries we take for granted here. Clean water, power, plentiful food, and strange people. Without all the trappings of modern civilization, they've... well, I don't know what to call it beyond simple insanity. There are lunatic cults who worship radiation. I swear to you, I'm not making that up. I once met an individual who purported to be a vampire. I even heard a rumor that somehow the Massachusetts wasteland doesn't even have prostitution. Not a single sex worker. Can you imagine? There are a scattered handful of dismal little townships all around, but no lines of communication, and certainly no one producing anything. The only people east of the Mississippi that are actually producing new resources are the denizens of a place called the Pit. I considered settling myself there, but from what I hear, it's a slaver dictatorship, much like what you might find in Arizona these days. Madness and poor breeding all around. I'm quite content in my choice to move on to more urbane pastures.
So how you end up over here?
Traveling caravans were just about the only modern convenience they had in that place. I resolved to buy my way onto one and get out fast. There was this junkie girl who lived nearby, Tanya. She was completely addled, without the slightest inkling of what was happening around her. Well, I told the caravan hands that, and if they would take me as far west as they would go, I'd allow them all to take turns with her. Tanya was too stoned to protest, and the caravan workers all took me at my word, and I managed Tanya's services. Along the way, we were stopped by raiders, intent on cutting our throats and making off with our loot. Well, first, they killed a hand named Dominic. I don't like him very much, so I don't hold it against them. But they were going to do the same to the rest of us, and, well, I like living, so I asked them why didn't they ambush us sooner. They explained that their rickety little bridge was all the territory they had, and I offered to help them. I told them, they don't kill us. We'd be happy to serve as bait for the other regional gangs. While they extorted us, our captors would flank them. We did just that, and our new friends reaped the spoils of all their dead rivals. They became our loyal guards. When we parted ways, they were the strongest gang in the region, and the caravan boss gave me all the caps he had for getting them out alive.
How you get through Legion territory?
Without much trouble, as it were. I don't use chems, I have no interest in male sodomy, I'm obviously not from the NCR, and I'm not a woman. The Legion really didn't have any interest in me, and that serves me just fine.
You know, for that.
Of course.
Any miscellaneous work you need done?
Well, it's a small job, and I wouldn't usually delegate it to someone of your skill set, but since you asked. I need someone to pick up a package for me, and most likely crack a skull or two in the process. You interested?
Sure, laid it on the courier.
Well, I'm not sure if you're just bored or fishing for a raise or you're deeply offended by subpar work, but consider me impressed. Yes, alright. There's an area directly outside of North Vegas that, well, I own. I have cam-slingers, whores, and pornographers there, all giving me a cut of the profit. Well, except the pornographer recently. For some reason, I've yet to see a single cap from that hack director this week. I have a man who should be handling it, yet... First step is to see what the holdup is with the last man I sent to deal with this. He should be operating in an old apartment in North Vegas. He is expendable, so feel free to kill him if you find yourself offended by his excuses. I won't extend protection to a useless employee. I look forward to seeing you when this is dealt with.
Turn yourself around. See, this is throwing me off. I'm not sure if I'm progressing the main quest at all. I don't know if I was supposed to deny Vincent about working with him. That way Rebus would talk to me, I think. So we'll see. I'm gonna keep going through this until something happens. Hopefully I'm not wasting my time.
So, a guy from North Vegas is fucking his sister, and she laughs and says, "You fuck just like Dad does." And he says, "Yeah, I know. Mom told me."
What's going on?
They say the Legion's bringing in veterans from out in Arizona. They must be getting ready to attack.
What is going on?
They won't know what hit them.
You Sullivan's guy?
Yep, that's me. What's the issue here?
The issue is that dickhead director type. I went to collect the cash and he told me to go fuck myself. I told him that he got 5 seconds to pay up and he had some big mutant fucker throw me on the street. I mean, what am I supposed to do? Get my spine broken over some giant green cocksucker's knee? Look, I've done all I can here, okay? Only other idea I got is to firebomb the fucking studio and that'd torch the money. So, you know, we're good, right?
Oh. Seems, well, I gotta fuck him up then.
What? I ain't going. Not like this.
Guess we're good.
I hear the Great Khans just packed up and left Red Rock Canyon. Always thought the NCR and them would fight it out again.
I wasn't sure if I was supposed to do that. I'm confused. Where exactly is this location? Okay, so
Watch out for feet.
upcoming features. What's this about? Upcoming features currently in production. Note as these films are still as of yet unfinished, all titles and synopses listed are fairly speculative and not guaranteed for the final product. With this in mind, keep this fucking list on set at all times. We don't need a repeat of the incident in Freeside. Naughty Ranger captured by Legionary 7. Ranger Chief Handjob gets herself into a sticky situation when she is captured by Legion boys for the 7th time. Date with a Deathclaw 3. No animals were harmed in the making of this film. The erotic adventures of Dongo Hot, the more than equal sequel. Odyssey of the Ulysses. A very, very, very long erotic epic.
I hear the NCR and the Kings have been getting along. That's good news for Freeside. One of these days, Red Lucy's gonna show off her death claws.
I'm guessing I'm not supposed to be here?
The fuck you want? Can't you see I'm busy here?
Busy collecting interest for your debt to Roy Sullivan?
What the asshole! I don't know who the fuck you think you are, but I ain't paying Roy one more cap, you hear me? I can finance my own films, okay? I don't need that prick collecting a cut when he doesn't do a goddamn thing.
How about I get word to Reno, offer your job to whoever throws you out, and agrees to pay their dues.
God damn it. Those fucking snakes wouldn't even take a second to consider it. Fine, jackass. Here's Sullivan's stupid cut. Every fucking cap. I'll pay on time, like a good fucking dog. Happy? Good. Now fuck off.
NCR should head back to their lands. I'm sure their people miss them.
I wanted to fight.
I'm glad mean son of a bitch is on our side. I kinda like being the fight for him.
Hi, how are you today?
What can I do for you?
Here's the cash from that porn studio. They won't be holding out on you again.
See, this is why you're my favorite employee. You get things done. You're efficient, and you're willing to do tedious busy work. Here's your cut of the take, and a snazzy hat, just because I appreciate a good work ethic.
Makes my character bald. Yeah, most likely not use it. Thanks anyways.
What can I do for you?
Nice office.
Why, thank you. I oversaw the renovations myself. I would have preferred a penthouse location, but this does the job quite nicely, I think. I'm sure you noticed the power armor. The jewel of my collection, that piece. I purchased it from an associate. Apparently, he bought it from some high-end, invite-only merchant, hidden up northwest of ways, all very clandestine and exciting. Now, the flowers are interesting. I had them imported from one of the local vaults. Excuse me, I'm sure you aren't interested in my rambling. Was there anything else?
36 should leave.
You take care of yourself.
Well, alright, looks like I'm gonna be talking to Vincent, or I'm gonna conclude that the quest is bugged because I can't talk to Revis. So if I make another video after this, then I'll see you then. Lates.